تفداك عيني ومالي أمي وأبويا وعيالي وشي ثمين وغالي يا رسول الله. طيفك يداعب خيالي مزيون سيد الرجال، قدرك رفيع وعالي ونفداك والله. تفداك عيني ومالي أمي وأبويا وعيالي وشي.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل الله فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Last week we observed the messengerhood of the Prophet ﷺ. Means during the time Prophet ﷺ he was been chosen to be the messenger. We talk about that particular period of time, and we said that before the coming of the Prophet ﷺ, people they were in the darkness, and when Prophet ﷺ came, people they came to the light, whereby they have seen the revelation which is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the revelation was a guidance to the people, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he have sent his word through Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the guidance to the people, so that they can see exactly what is the straight path and what is the path which is not accepted in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or which path is not accepted in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then after that we talk about the religion of the Prophet ﷺ, which he came with. And Prophet ﷺ, we said he didn't come with any religion except Islam. Islam is the religion which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he chose as the religion of the successful people in front of him in this world as well as in the hereafter. And this is the religion of the Prophet ﷺ. He didn't come with any other religion except Islam. And we talk about Islamic religion in details, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he have completed this particular religion so that the people they can attain the blessings whenever they implement it in their lives. And we have seen what is the difference between Islamic religion and the other religions. That we have seen, for example, the people which we call them Muslims, or which are called as Muslims, who are follow Islamic religion. These are the people which have received guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as well as they have knowledge of what they are implementing in their daily life in order to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when you look at other religions, or the people from other religions like Christians, we find that these are people who are struggling to please God, but at the same time they don't have knowledge of what they are doing. And if you see the Jews on the other side, we find that they are the people who are the most knowledgeable, and they have seen the truth, but they don't want to follow it. So these are the difference between Muslims, or people who are following Islamic religion, and other people who are following other religions. Today we said we are going to talk about the book which Prophet ﷺ he came with. And Prophet ﷺ he came with Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he mentioned in Surah Al-Imran, which is chapter 3, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he said, Alif Lam Mim, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum, nazzala alayka al-kitaba musaddiqan lima bayna yadayhi wa anzala at-tawrata wal-injila min qablu hudan lin-nas wa anzala al-furqan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before he sent different types of books. He sent Tawrat, he sent Injil, he sent Zabur to different types of prophets. But after those books were corrupted by people, after people they have written their own statements or adding their own statements within the books of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sent the Quran. But in this surah, or in this verse, we find out that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned Quran as Furqan. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned Quran as Furqan? Because it is the one which is separating the falsehood from the truthful. The Quran, it is the book which is separating the falsehood from the truthful. This means that the falsehood will be known to the people, as well as the truthfulness will be observed to the people once the Quran has been sent to the people. So, by sending the Quran to the people they will realize exactly what are exactly the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what are the words of the people. But before, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala were mixed with the people. And people, they cannot differentiate between the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the words of other people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sent the Quran purposely in order for the people to see exactly what are the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, He gives the challenge to the people. He said, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ فَإِن لَّمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He taught in Surah Al-Baqarah, which is chapter 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, if you have doubt on what we are sending or revealing to our prophet or to our messenger, then bring a sample of our words. Bring a sample of the surah, which is equivalent, it has the same meaning, the same rhythm as the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is amazing when you look in the Quran, the way the sentences are constructed, subhanallah. It is a miracle. You know, the difference between us and the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is that we are taking the Quran as the book only. It is the book, like any other book. This is how we are taking the Quran. And that's why it is not easy for us to appreciate the Quran. But the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are taking the Quran as the miracle from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the living miracle. And that's why for them, they are really valuing the Quran. If you talk about the Quran to them, it is something which is so huge that they cannot even measure it in their life, how treasurable it is. But today, if we look ourselves, we see that we are taking the Quran as not the miracle, but as any other book. This is the Quran, how we take it in our life. We find out that because of not valuing the Quran the way it is supposed to be valued, today we don't even have interest in implementing the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you ask a Muslim today, brother, are you a Muslim? Yes, I'm a Muslim. Did you read the Quran? Yes, I have read the Quran. Do you know what is the meaning of what we have read? And that is the problem start. They will give you so many excuses. If you look at the Quran, it is a book which is containing around 600 pages. 600 pages. If you look in our universities, the books that we are reading, you will run away. When you look the book, you will run away. A book containing 2,000 pages, 1,000 plus pages, which is less than the Quran itself. But it's not that we are resembling the Quran to the other books, but we are saying that if we can't read the book of 600 pages and we are reading the book of 1,000 or 2,000 pages, and what exactly we are doing in our life. And this shows how much we don't treasure the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way He constructed the sentences in the Quran, it is unimaginable. It's like nobody can do it. Nobody can do it, because every word have been placed in the perfect place where it is needed to be placed. This is the Quran. Even when you take the example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way He used the names in the Quran, they are used in the perfect observation, not just place any place. For example, if you look in Surah Al-Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned the city of Mecca as Bakka. And Surah Al-Muhammad, in Surah Al-Muhammad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned the city of Mecca as Mecca. And we know that the city of Mecca has two names. The first one is Mecca, and the second one is Bakka. So if you read in Surah Al-Imran, you find the city of Mecca has been mentioned as Bakka. In Surah Al-Muhammad as Mecca. So if we take these two verses, a verse which mentioned Surah Al-Imran as Bakka, in Surah Al-Imran as Bakka, and the verse which we found it in Surah Al-Muhammad as Makkah, if we take these two verses and you put them together, then it means that since two names, they are representing the same city, we can take Bakka out and we place it in the place of Makkah, and we can take Makkah out and we place it in the place of Bakka. Understood? Since it is the names of the same city, we don't exactly change the meaning. This is how we understand it, because it is carrying the same representative of the two names of the city. Understood, brothers? So this is how logically we can think about it. For example, if you call me Muhammad, then this is my name. If you call me Ahmad, then I will say this is also my name. So if you take some place, you take Muhammad, you take it out, you put Ahmad, and the same person. Understood? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, surprisingly enough, He didn't put these names as the way we think it. Because when you take the name Bakka, Bakka is coming from the Arabic name Bak. Bak, it means that the gathering of something in one place. The gathering of something in one place. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned the city of Mecca as by the name of Bakka in Surah Al-Imran, and the following verses you find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He talk about Hajj. And in the Hajj, what we find in the Hajj, many people from different places, they are gathering together in one place. This is what we find it. So even a minute detail, like the name or the placing of the name, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He placed it in the perfect place whereby it is supposed to be placed. And when you look in Surah Al-Muhammad, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He talk about Makkah, or He mentioned the city of Makkah as Makkah, by the name of Makkah, He didn't mention any gathering. And that's why He called it by the name of Makkah. So you find it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way He constructed the Quran, nobody can do it. Nobody can construct such kind of words and put them together in such a manner that if you start separating one word and then the other word, each word is carrying its own meaning. This is the miracle. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He showed His perfection. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said in the Quran concerning His book, in Surah Al-Baqarah also, He said, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. That this is the book which has no doubt within it, and it is the guidance for those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Quran, it is the blessed book. One is blessed when one is reciting it. When a person is reciting it, he will be blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When one contemplates its meaning, when one uses it to cure one's physical and spiritual ailments, this means that you can use the Quran as the cure. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He revealed the Quran. One of the purposes is for the people to get the cure. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used it. For example, when a person is ill, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, normally he was reciting the ruqyah on the person. When people turn to it to judge their dispute, and one applies its teachings, that when a person have any problem, then we can use the Quran as a solution, because the Quran is complete. There is no problem in the world that you cannot find it in the Quran. It has been mentioned and related to it directly or indirectly, and at the same time you get the solution of it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gives the solution of every problem that you can imagine in this world in the Quran. Not only that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also He revealed this particular book to be the guidance to the people as those who are taking the teachings from the Quran.